What's up, Wednesday? Guys, it's been a while since I've been on YouTube, honestly. School and life just been crazy lately, but wanted to come back to y'all today to talk about probably the biggest story of the weekend, which was the No Kings protests, which it's just hilarious to me that like millions of people believe that America is ruled by some tyrant, some like king who's trying to overthrow the Constitution, and it's just like, no, I'm not having it. It's so stupid. Especially from people who are literally calling for violence, like against anyone who is right of Hillary Clinton, or like just like in general who disagrees with them. It's so bad. Um, and it's not even something to be allowed to about, but it's just like you gotta like that's how ridiculous this is. Yeah, like all these like old white ladies and men who are just like, oh, Trump is terrorizing black people in Memphis by sending the National Guard. When actual black citizens in Memphis are being like, hey, we can play in our front yard again because no one's running around with a gun. Like, we actually feel safe for the first time in years. It's just like, people stood around protesting things without actually getting, like, perspective. They don't know what it's like to be in a neighborhood where, like, you fear for your life every day. I don't have the perspective either. That's why I don't come on this moral high horse being like, oh, well, I'm going to say they don't need this because I know what it's like and it's not like that. I'm just like, no. It doesn't make sense to stand up for a cause that, like, we don't understand people actually go through and why they need some things. I was on like a podcast comment section and people were like, oh my gosh, it's so illegal for him to do this. Like, he's bypassing the Constitution. Like, he's going past all these laws and stuff. And I'm like, really though? Like, I'm pretty sure the governor is okay with it. Pretty sure this insurrection act, because of just all the violence that's happening in the area, there's just no, there's not having it. And the other thing they have the problem with, of course, is immigration. We saw people on camera saying, "Hey, we need to get guns and shoot ICE agents," which was also a funny topic when I went to spend time with my family in Chicago. But it's just so disgusting. These people, like, no. And they're like, oh, the right's the violent side. The right's the one calling for civil war. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Do we want your leaders to die? To get shot? To get murdered? Don't see it happening really like anywhere. I'm sorry, it's just not true. Not people in the party, not political people, not political leaders in the party. It all really stems from the left, and how just like this whole culture that's just been ingrained for so many years is just like reaching a boiling point. And even after what happened with Charlie Kirk, it just keeps on coming. It's like, oh, there was a table that said Charlie Kirk had it coming. Prove me wrong. Like, are you kidding me? Or one lady who just like who looks like just a regular nice lady, right? But she's like, oh well, Charlie Kirk was just a piece of garbage, man. Like, yeah, Hitler's dead. I'm glad Hitler's dead. I'm just like, you got to be kidding me right now. Democrats need to be meaner. What do you think they've been doing? ICE bullets are getting shot. Charlie Kirk got shot. All these school shootings from radical like trans activists. Like, there's just, I don't want to hear like I don't want to get like preached about morality from a side that advocates for violence, murder, and just general like hatred of people they disagree with. It just doesn't make sense to me. And this no case protest, it would make sense if like they were protesting an actual king or like a leader. Like, imagine in Britain where they're actually like prosecuting people for free speech, which isn't a right there unfortunately, but should be. They're just talking about, hey, like, or we have a migration problem here, or like, hey, the government's not doing great here, and then your house gets raided at 3 a.m. being like, all right, we are arresting you for social media posts, and the agents don't even think like it's necessary who are detaining them, but it's just like, oh, just following orders, sorry. Like, imagine that happened in America, right? And yet you're protesting someone who's taking away rights, bypassing the Constitution. I'm sorry. Gas is $2.35 right now, when it was north of 3, north of 4 in some states. The war in Israel has literally been like, it's not fully over yet, but he's negotiated a peace deal between countries that are getting nowhere before that. even Russia and Ukraine is like it's not, again, it's not totally peaceful yet, but it's getting there when it was like so far apart before. And I'm just not like willing to hear that, like, oh, we have a tyrant, we have a fascist, we have a dictator, a king in office. I'm just like, no, we don't. It's really just simple as that. And if you really just like took some time to get some perspective and not feel like you're on the moral high ground with every single issue, you'd realize that like actual like there's way more people benefiting from the policies of the Trump administration than people who are like feeling the detriments of it. I'm not saying everything they've done has been good, but like when you hear from actual like normal citizens who are like, hey, yeah, this what you did here actually made me feel safer, and like I'm so glad that crime has come down in my state. I'm so glad the price of like inflation has come down and stuff. I can actually like afford to like live normally again. People who haven't lived a normal life in so many years are finally getting back to that. And when we see like the soft on crime from the libs, when we see like though let's just not do anything for a while, it just like it doesn't work, especially with like the Nashville, not Nashville, like the Tennessee like hurricane problem, the fires in the Palisades, and how just like nothing's done with those things. And now like Trump administration comes in and they just move so much quicker with things. Like they actually like make real differences in like communities that don't get attention otherwise. And I'm just not willing to hear that like, oh, he's this awful tyrant dictator who's gonna take away your rights kind of deal. Just no. There's a point where instead of believing whatever someone else says or whatever me says, you have to actually think for yourself sometimes, and just like, hey, not listen to perspectives, just like people who are only going to be from one side ever. The media is never going to turn on Trump's side. Like, it's not how it's going to be. They've hated him ever since he ran for president, and it's going to keep happening like this. But you've seen them lie about him time and time again. People are going to keep trusting him, not thinking for themselves. They get asked, like, whether the protests, and they're like, I don't know, he's trying to take away rights, the Constitution, when I'm just like, how? Where? What are you talking about? It doesn't make freaking sense. And then, of course, we had a guy in a car who was brave, with the silence that Charlie Kirk was a hero, and a woman who's a public school teacher, by the way, is going like, bang, bang, like actually mocking his death, right? And it's like, here's the problem. And Michael Knowles points this out very well, and other people have too. If they want a peaceful debater who only ever wanted to talk to the other side and help people understand like certain issues, if they want him to die and they think his death was justified, they want us dead too. It's not stopping at Charlie Kirk. It's definitely not stopping at Donald Trump or Stephen Miller or J.D. Vance or whoever. They're coming after us too. Anyone who they think supports Trump or is like really conservative, they want you to live a horrible life. They want you dead. And it's a scary reality to live with, knowing there's just so much division between these parties in our country. But at the same time, like, as long as violence is promoted and threats of murder are promoted without consequence or pushback, it's going to keep happening. It's more than likely, unfortunately, that Charlie Kirk will not be the last prominent figure who was shot by a like violent leftist. It's just like not enough changes happened since then to the point where I can confidently say it's not going to happen again. Like, they've learned from this. They know they've learned not to be violent. No, it hasn't been shown. I don't see how it's going to happen unless there's actual like pushback, and even, yes, I will say punishment for threats of violence and calls to just like murder. Well, so that's my rant today. Hopefully I'll be coming back with more weekly videos soon, especially coming back to the gospel videos. I know I've missed a couple Sundays of that, so I definitely want to come back to that. But yeah, it's good to talk to y'all again. Peace out.